Okay, so today we're gonna be actually making our squash books. And I'm just gonna kind of take a look at the actual squash book. We wanna look at how things are constructed so we can deconstruct them to reconstruct them with different materials. So here is my squash book. And if you take a look, this is again, a little bit of a different size, but your squash books are gonna have 4.5-inch covers, and the actual painting is gonna be 6 inches so we can wrap around it. In the inside, it's gonna open up, oh, hold on. It's gonna open up, and if you look, there are 4 solid panels, 1, 2, 3, 4 solid panels with the other panels. But what I want you to pay attention to is what's coming forward in one panel and what is going back in a panel. And if you look, the 2 panels up here are coming forward, folding in. These 2 panels next are folding out. And then, of course, the last panel is again folding in. And that can actually alternate depending on how many pages you want to go ahead and build into your book. Now, what I'm going to give you today, what you're going to be working with today, are 8-inch sheets of paper. As a matter of fact, I have 3 that are folded over here. And I'm gonna show you, I took 1 and I folded it, and I just wanna show you the crease marks so you can see them really clearly. If you look, this was actually folded in half, and then folded diagonally. So you're gonna be doing all 3 pieces of paper. I want you to think of this a little bit as like manufacturing, right? We wanna be the most consistent pages that we can. We wanna use the same movements that we can. And that's actually a really important part in production and making sure that things actually have kind of a really good quality and are built kind of in that way. So all I'm gonna do is just take my paper, and I really wanna pay attention and get each edge folded in half. So I'm gonna go ahead and match both the top edges, okay? If you look, I creased that down, and I wanna really flatten that crease. So I'm gonna use just something simple. I can use a ruler. Could use my finger, kind of the back of my hand, like that. I'm just gonna open it up, and I'm gonna turn it and do the same thing until I have 4 squares. Okay, just like that. So now I've got 4. And I'm gonna do that on every single one. Now I can do as many pages as I want. We're going to start with a minimum of 3 pages, so we have that nice fold out. If you wanted to add more, you most certainly could, but 3 should be plenty. Okay, so now I have 3 papers that are all folded exactly the same. I'm now gonna do the next step where I'm gonna open them up. And now I'm gonna fold each one diagonally. So let me just put these aside. And you'll notice it's harder to hold, okay? So if you put your hand right here, and you're just gonna line up your corner, so you have triangle, okay? I'll do the next one. Fold, corner to corner. Basically, we're dissecting that square. Fold, Now sometimes if you're smaller like me, it actually helps to stand up so you can see kind of that everything's matched up properly. At this point I've done it a bunch of times, so I know. And if it, you know, if it's a little bit off the edge, just try and wiggle it in, recrease it down. So now I've got 3 and they're all folded exactly the same way. All right, now on to the next step.